Hi, look. Somebody was asking me how I was doing. And I told them, pretty much normal, but, well, normal for me right now, which is to say in a fair amount of pain, which is, annoyingly becoming sort of par for the course, but, so, what has changed since the last time you were here? That's a great question. Answer a few things. I'm just gonna go over to whoops! I can hear myself. Oh, terrifying. But yeah, we're gonna go over to restream so that I can see better, make sure everything's going well, and probably delete that previous stream that was like 2 seconds long because that's just silly, you know. Anywho, I had a realization, and I'll just talk to you while I'm taking care of this. I had a realization that the, there you are. Delete. I had a realization that I was doing things harder than they needed to be. Basically, we'll go in here real quick. Whoop! Thought I deleted that. Well, now I have. Okay. So that means that build's probably going to succeed, but it's going to have an error in it. Oh well. That is fine. Not ideal, but fine. But yeah, basically, as you can see, we have our game scene. And if I click on... Oh! Well, I'm just having the worst luck right now. That's why you test things before you show them up. But it's fine. We'll fix it all. So this is in game data. So we'll go over to... anyone here got game data on them so I can get to it quicker? No? Okay. Game data. Ah, yes. So we can see game state change. Save. Now, as I was saying, if we click on... Ah! Oh, did I do it while it was running? Just making sure I didn't. Okay. Oh, interesting. It's losing it. Why are you losing it, friendo? You really shouldn't. Okay, well, that's what we'll bug fix for now then. That's annoying. It was working earlier. So now we're gonna play the old thinky game. This shouldn't get cleared. Oh! Oh! I know exactly what it is. It's this right here. So what's happening is game data is being overwritten during loading, but it can't. So we will, or it basically it shouldn't be. So let's see if this causes an error. Hopefully not. It'd be awfully nice if it didn't. Okay, we can... Ah. Well, we can't do read-only that way. I'm actually surprised that it gets overridden just by the sheer fact that it is private. Very interesting. So let me go check the IO controller real quick. There's nothing I can do with that. No. Let's see here. Just checking real quick, the power of Google, you know? This is my thinking face. So, what is the simplest solution for fixing this? The obvious thing would be to put all of the player data inside of something other than the game itself. Because these things like what piece is currently active, or the state, or what else we got over here? Yeah, basically those top three things. So we actually probably want a scriptable object that is your save data. Awesome. Let's do that right now. C# script, save data. And yeah, we'll have to do some refactoring here, but that's part of the fun. Before we actually remove this stuff from the game data, let's drag that over here. Oh, okay. I was a little worried, but we're fine. Still dropping more frames than I'd like, but not the worst. Just checking something real quick. Okay, it's not running, I don't think. No. Okay, so we'll give that a shot. Anyways, as I was saying, the before we move the game data over, we want to grab a few things. Thinking. Camera position can definitely go over. Current map size will be staying here. Map size will be staying here. Max map size, because this is a setting. The actual maps that we are using I guess we kind of want to put it all in the location where it'll be used. Seems most sensible to me. And then we have private save data. Call it player data perhaps. Not sure, but that's fine. Yeah, we'll do that. Player data. Save data. It's always so hard to decide what you want to call your stuff, you know? Alright, do this. Can't type tonight. I am a little tired, so I'm not surprised. It was not a bad day, but a long day. Okay. Save data. Whoops. Save data. Do we just make it public? I mean, I'm the one writing this, so I might as well. Seems harmless. So we'll just do that. No need to reinvent the wheel, you know? So state, we'll stick with the default state when it comes back. This is fine, that's all fine. Saving and loading will be game data dot save data, and it'll be save data. And that's all good. So it'll come back out. We should see a bunch of errors once it compiles. Not nearly as many as I was expecting. Okay, there we go. Game data dot save data. Realistically, having one of these within the other one's a little bit stupid, but I'll probably come back to it at a later date. Luckily, this is all very easy to fix, you know? I'll be curious to see if I get any sort of strikes for Final Fantasy music. I'm kind of moving through games to see what gets hit and what doesn't. The load should fail, but this should stick. Ah, whoops. It'll definitely fail if I don't have save data on the game data. Okay. Okay. So it loads. We don't see anything. We'll place a few blocks. We'll stop. Replay. Got our building. Okay. Nice. So as I was saying earlier, before we had to do that refactor, I realized that I could simplify the system by, instead of having layer masks and doing math to move objects into the correct location off of the hip that they interacted with. Interesting. Maybe I will drop it to 30 FPS next time. We'll see. But basically, instead of doing that, I can move the plane that I'm raycasting on. That way, all the math always remains the same. You know? Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? Now, the next thing I want to do today, which this might end up being a somewhat short video just given how late it is we want to go into the shop's items, And we're going to do a bit of reverse lookup here. So we'll go back to our game piece. And we know a few things about game pieces. We know their super type, and then inside of the actual pieces that inherit from this, we have their subtype. But there's another piece of information that we're going to want, is we're going to want to know if these objects are unique or not. Because you would think for something like the headquarters that you would perhaps only build it once. And if that's the case, we don't want you putting down multiples. Like I could put down multiples of it. Whoop, put down multiples of it right now. We don't want that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put in a value that we can edit. That'll probably default to -1. -1 meaning you can make infinite of them. But otherwise, that'll determine how many of a certain block or piece you can place in the scene. And whenever you place the maximum number of these objects, we are going to want them to be hidden from the shop window. Sounds sensible to me. So we'll say private int, and we will call it max instances. And we'll default it to -1. -1 will mean if -1, then no maximum. Otherwise, this is the maximum number you can place. Yeah. And then we'll have a public int. Public int max instances. Get return that value. So we don't want it edited anywhere, and I don't think that's going to change, but we'll see over time. And what it will allow is you to reach it anywhere. So you can definitely tell I'm running on all cylinders today. Also, probably the effect of not. What would you say? Not scripting it. Yes, that's it. All right, so let this go out. We'll go back into the shop. Well, first we need to go and edit the 2 objects we have. And we're trying to keep it at just 2 so that we can work out all the things we need. And then from there, we will add new things. So obviously we need to serialize this. And don't worry, by the next video, I'm currently learning about using a shader to make an ocean. And so I'm just going to do that so that I don't have to worry about any sort of conflicts. The other water that we were using was not allowing for builds, which is, you know, a problem. All right. So that's now showing. For our terrain, we're going to leave it at -1. And for our building, since this is currently our headquarters, we will set it to 1. And then we will go over to the shop. And what we need to do is we need to make a few checks here. The first is we need... Well, actually, we don't need to check if you have too many of them. So like, we don't need to check that you already have one down, right? What we need to do is it'll happen in the start function probably, but also whenever you open this window, we will do a run of a function that we will call public void check item limits. And that's what we'll call this for now. Iterates through all purchasables and hides those you cannot purchase because of quantity. And quantity. I know how to spell it, I think. Don't look it up. And now, we do not have... Oh, that is interesting. We do not have a list of the items on the actual shop. It has no sense of whether or not it should be hidden. So what we can actually do is we're going to get rid of this. And instead, what we are going to do is in here, after that piece is generated, I'm thinking for a moment here. So you make your purchase. We got a bunch of junk in here that I can remove later. So you would make your purchase, which then sends off the request to the shop, which will then generate it and place it on your... Oh, so yeah, no, this is still working, I believe. We could actually create a list here rather than generating it by hand by the player. So what we can do is private list active purchasables equals new list. Capital L. And we'll serialize it for now just so we can see it. List of all purchasables that have interacted with shop controller. And basically here we would go if purchasables contains. Whoops. So if it doesn't contain this, then we will go down here and add it. And what we can do from here is whenever players place or remove items, we can then say, basically we'll get that function back. And that'll be current piece. Thinking for a moment here. On void. Oh yeah, we can just check because we have access to the game data here, don't we? Yes. So we can actually check the world map after the pieces are placed. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Probably fine. Just have one for both things. And so what we will do is you've got game data dot save data dot I guess we're iterating through both of them because I haven't consolidated them yet. So pieces for each piece we are going to do something. I haven't really thought about what we're going to do yet, but that's what's coming up next. And so we are going to say active purchasables dot... Ooh, nested for each loop. Everyone loves that. Purchasable. We are going to say if purchasable dot game piece equals piece. And we can actually, is that not? Oh, gotta think for a moment here. Oh, right. My maps don't currently actually use the, so they would need the subtype. Okay. Dot type. Game piece So this would be for buildings, so... Yeah, building. This is kind of messy, but I'm sort of spitballing, working through it, and I'll go backwards. Sub... Do we only have subtype? I thought we... Oh, we have subtype. Oh. Gotta use my brain here. I'll do it the way that makes more sense. If the subtype... Ah, hold on. Do we want to start actually including a reference to the game object itself? No, I don't think so. What we probably need to do... Because what do I have? I don't have a note for this? Okay, so what we need is for... Do I just want to consolidate these two maps? That's a good question. This is always the fun part when you're thinking about a problem, is working back through on piece altered. We would look through our list. Let's comment this out real quick. So for each purchasable, we would check something. Let's see here. This is one of those things I may have to mull over instead of sleeping or whatever. But let's see. They have a type, but they don't have a subtype. Oh, they do have a subtype. Building! Had the wrong object on it anyways. Oh, and I just put it on the wrong thing. Goodness gracious. Subtype. Oh, interesting. Building. Ah, that's like a... Oh, no it's not. I'm just an idiot. There you go. My alt tab foo. There it is. This one doesn't have any generator. Doesn't have any by event. Doesn't need a mask right anymore either. It doesn't need... I'll leave that stuff for now. It doesn't need this for now. Okay. So we're getting there. So when the building piece goes through, That would get placed, and that would send... That would be our current piece. So basically, what we're doing here that I think is wrong, that I may want to change, is we are not including enough data, basically. And that makes sense because when we wrote this, it was just sort of a debug buddy, I suppose, whatever you want to call it. So we have our piece subclass, public class building. Subtype. And then this will inherit the piece. System.serializable. Generate constructor, I believe. Let's see, what are you complaining about here? Ah, okay. I actually like to put that here. Oh, I can't in this case, okay. Huh? That's fine. That here. Looking through the refactoring stuff. There you go. Map key stuff subtype. Building, grab this stuff. Subtype. You're killing me here. Oh, I see what happened. So I called this building, and I called this map piece. Fantastic. Okay. Let's do this real quick. Just so I can rename this. Map. Yeah, it should be fine. Okay. Okay. All right. And so we are setting these. Subtype. Oh, no! Okay. Okay. So, then... when the pieces are added... So... and again, I'll consider this over time and see if it's how I want to do it. You never know, really. That should be good. Oh, I see. Oh! I see what I have to do here. Am I... There we go. Okay. And that's for adding. Removing shouldn't change. So now we have our information, so is it? Okay. Building beast. That's gonna say okay. So now we have access to our subtype and our supertype like this. Okay. What a dilly-dally, I tell ya. This. Cool. So basically, it'll check if because the super type is already correct, because it's a building. So then it compares the subtype, which will be unique for each object. And then the next thing it'll check let's see here. We can actually probably do this first, so... Does continue work here? I assume it doesn't. Yeah, I was wondering. So basically, does this building have a limit? Check through... Okay. We can actually find it now, so... Find X, where X subtype. X, where X what did I miss here? We'll start again. Okay, so X. Find X where X equals 6, just as an example. Map piece to building piece. Oh, okay, okay. I see where this is coming from. I know what's going on now. I should have checked the error earlier. Yeah, okay. So we'll make this easier to read. Okay. Okay, and then... Oh, I guess that's not... Is it necessary? Because so we checked if there were enough instances, then we went and found the map piece, and then we just say BP as building. And so now we have this reference. Oh, but there may be multiple instances of the object, so we do need to do a for each. Or at least a count. A sum? Was it some? Maybe it is some. I think that's right. No. And now that's an integer. Okay. So now we know how many have been made. So the next question is, if buildings max instances is greater than or equal to count. Let's get rid of all this gross stuff. So basically we're asking, let's do this the other way so it's actually like how a normal person would read it. So is the count less than the number of instances you're allowed to have? And so then we go active purchasables dot set. Oops. Purchasable game object dot set active. This. So what we're saying is, if the count is less than the max instances, keep the button visible. And if the count is greater than or equal to max instances, hide the button. All right. We go back over into here, which I know, very informative for you. We will add a child shop events, and we have on place thing completed, on remove thing completed. Okay. Then we do the on piece altered. On piece altered. Drag that down there too. And then one thing we want to check is, do those removal codes? They do. Okay, that's fine. Obviously our saving and loading's having some issues, so I'll have to look through that. Ah! I did not account for that. Object type of terrain has been destroyed. Interesting. Okay, so I've got an error that we're working through here. The object of type terrain has been destroyed, but you're still trying to access it. So we'll go check the catalog. Ah, here we are. So we need to put building back and terrain back. Okay. There we go. Okay. So what we've noticed is we forgot to branch off what's happening here. Now, does game piece dot... Okay. So that takes care of that error. And then... Whoa! Oh my goodness! Oh, we'll fix it. We'll fix it. It's still good. It's still good. Okay. Move this down here. Grab this code. Put it back here. I didn't mean to cut it. Oh! Oh, where are we going? I'll do this for now. Okay. Equals 0. That's fine. Actually, technically, we want it to default to something redonkulous. That way, it always hides things. And then... And this is only happening once per building, so I'm actually going to just do that. And we can do that like that. So basically what we're saying is, if it's a building, do this. If it's terrain, do this. That should get rid of the no reference errors. We can actually do it this way. And then, which is more efficient? I don't know, but it reads nice. All right. There you go. Even managed to fix an error. So buildings, are these saving? They are, okay. All right, now we'll close that, open it, okay. And then we'll click HQ. Ah, what errored here? Purchasable game piece. Ah, oh, okay. So that would have been because we're not dynamically making these yet, so... Okay. Put down the grass. Then we'll click HQ. Place it. Now we placed it and nothing happened. So let's do a little thinking. Completed. And we check and we see that those are listened to by this. So then we will come over here to our shop. Does it happen now? It doesn't. So let's do a bit of sleuthing, as it were. Get rid of those building blocks. Go make sure our building is... It isn't. Okay. So that might have been it. Nope, it is not. So this doesn't appear to be going off at all, or at least my editor's not connecting. Let's find out. The fact that I was able to add something to it does suggest to me that something's messed up. There we go. Okay, there's no active purchasables currently. That's fine. Let's stop this for a moment. Fill this in. Okay. Connect it again. So when I place a building, I don't see the testing message. But I do see it when I place a non-terrain piece. Interesting. We're actually iterating through this more than we need to, because we're going through each purchasable. Oh, but I see why that would be the case, because we currently don't send back through what the game piece was before it was destroyed. I wonder if I'll end up doing that. That seems like that would be very useful to know. Would let me iterate less. Let's see here. Regardless, what we have going on is an event that is only firing when we place a certain ooh, spooky. Move block. So I place it, which clearly is working. Well, it does work. We just need to figure out why the event is not showing properly. Now if we get rid of this, and then... comes back. Okay, so my logic is sound, except for this not triggering it by itself. So... let's close everything else. It clearly gets placed because we're seeing the block get placed. And there it is triggering. So let's go back over to the shop. What's happening? On piece altered. On remove thing completed. Oh. Wait. So when we use my debug, we see that it shows here. But not there. How is it possible that it would... oh no, bug solving this late at night to Sephiroth's music. What a thing. On place thing triggers, which is this. On place thing is... ah! Eh? On place thing requested is triggered. So we go down to move thing, place thing. So we have a game piece, and we go down to building placement. And now we've got our is occupied. So I bet if we turn on debugging for that, terrain exists and space is free. Okay. That's triggering add. This triggers true. And that triggers plop. Which currently does nothing, but... ah! There it is. That should fix it. You didn't see what I just did, but I was missing this line from building placement. We can actually consolidate these two things later I'm gonna do that. Not tonight, but... Okay. And then... Boop! Hey! Aww. Same thing, I think. Yep. Now, what's listening for that? Guess we'll find out. Game screen. Seems fine. The one downside right now is you can't, there's no button to just switch between edit types. Okay, so that's still not right. Ah, I hadn't saved yet. Time to find out if it errors. So we place this. Remove it. Ah! It shows up. Ah! I could see that being exploited. Yeah, look at that. I'm a hacker. Okay. We'll work on that next stream and whatever else, have the water in and stuff like that. But there, now you get to see what an exhausted person does when they're trying to problem solve. Yeah. Be good to yourself. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Yeah, I should probably stop the stream before I stop actually stopping my music and stuff, but I'm not a professional.